Welcome back, everybody, to Catching You. I'm your co-host, Lacie Ham. With me is my beautiful daughter in her room, Lacie Ham. Lacie, say hi.
Hi.
You are home for how long?
Till the
Till the 11th. We get you for 11th. We get you to the 11th
Yep. Then I'm gone for 5 months.
for 5 months. Your senior year, going to graduate. Everyone's asking you what you're going to do, which is going to lead into what we're going to talk about in a second, right? Yeah. What are we doing Saturday? We're leaving Saturday for what?
Monterey trip?
Monterey. Yeah, we're going to drive up to Monterey, so we're going to stop off in Santa Barbara, which is a really nice place. Hopefully, we'll walk up and down State Street, and then we'll go to Monterey. You're going to go to the aquarium. Jesse and I are going to go play golf. Spend New Year's Eve there, right?
Yep. I would love for all of us to go to the aquarium, but men love
But
golf.
yeah, I've seen fish inside of tanks before.
Awesome.
Anyway, today's podcast is going to be super short. We're entering in the new year. When this comes out, it's going to be New Year's Eve. So Lace and I are going to talk about we're not talking about what? What are we not going to talk about?
Resolutions.
Resolutions typically last probably maybe in the neighborhood of 4 to 6 weeks. And then
Maybe
after
less.
about 6 weeks, it's done, right? Oh, I'm going to go to the gym. That's why gym membership is skyrockets in January because everyone wants to create this new habit, which is working out. And then they work out for 6 weeks and they're done.
Yeah.
They go back to their old habits. We're going to talk about goal setting. And I have a book. It's behind me. I don't know if you can see it. It's called The Gap and the Gain. And The Gap and Gain really talks about goal setting and how goal setting is good. So for some reasons, but it also can be a hindrance because if it could be a mental distraction, right? If I have a goal and I don't reach it, a lot of people mentally they get um, not destroyed, but they feel let down, right? They get sad or they get depressed because hypothetically, say I'm going to lose 25 pounds and I only lose 15. I would be sad because I didn't get to the 25. The book called The Gap and the Gain talks about the gain, right? Yes, I didn't hit my goal, but what did I accomplish in those 15 pounds? Well, I created a new eating habit. I started reading. I created all these habits in that, even though I didn't lose the 25 pounds, I lost 15. But in that process of losing 15, I changed things about my life, right? And I think that's what we're going to talk about now. Lace, you're coming into your last collegiate eligibility of softball.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of goals, and then like what are you gonna how do you manifest those goals, right? We talk about manifesting goals, right? What are some of your goals for this coming season?
So we actually did that as a team before we left for winter break. One of our last practices, we all brought in a sheet of 3 specific attainable goals that we want to accomplish this season. We all established our team goals at the beginning of the year. We all know what those are, but the coaches really wanted to see us create our individual goals. So mine was to earn pitcher of the week 3 times and more or more. Attain a 2.5 ERA or below a 2.5 ERA. And then I think my last one was either pitcher of the year or first team Mountain West. So those were
Right.
my 3.
Yeah, and I remember you have, I think it's maybe a 4x6 yellow pad where you have, I think you had 5 or 6 goals on there, maybe a
I
little bit more, maybe 10.
Yeah, it's actually weird to think about. I had this little notebook and I wrote after my freshman year. I wrote maybe 6 or 7 on there, and I when I moved into my new apartment, I had it magneted
Right.
on our whiteboard, like, right now near the door, and my sophomore year, I don't think I accomplished any of them,
No.
but after my sophomore year, I wrote down, like, little notes next to it where I think one of my goals was to have 150 strikeouts, and I had 127. I said, like, "So close," and then 127 in parentheses, or, like, I don't know, other I think my academics weren't good that year, so I was like, "You can do better," type thing. And then last year for my junior year, I it's stayed in the same exact place. So every time I walk out the door, I see it on my whiteboard. And last year I earned pitcher of the week one of the weeks we had, so I got to cross that off. And then for my fall semester of junior year, I got a 4.0, so I got to cross that one off. And I think those were the only two that I crossed off.
Yeah, that's awesome because the 150 and the 127 kind of reminds you of what I just said, which was the gap in the gain. You had a goal of 150, you had 127, which is really good, right? Because you're not on a team where you're like the only pitcher, right? You share time, so it's not like you don't have a ton of innings. 127 is a that's what I was talking about, the gap in the gain. The gain is you struck out 127 people, right? So often, because even though you didn't make the 150, which is, oh, poor me, you could have, you had a positive attitude, which is, oh, you're almost there, which is a positive thing. Like, and then with the grades, oh, you can do better, right? You didn't reach your 4.0, but you knew you can do better, and you turned it into a positive, and you were able to accomplish a couple of those goals. That's awesome. Are there some techniques because having goals can just anyone can have a goal, right? Anyone can just set a goal, right? My goal is to lose weight. Okay, great. What are you going to do about it? We talked about it off the air, but manifesting, like what are some of the things you can do in order to reach those goals?
So, I mean, one way that I just already talked about was having it visible for you to see every single day. So, the ones that I wrote down before I left for winter break for my team, I taped it to the inside of my locker.
Mm-hmm.
So I see it every time I open my locker. That's one way. A lot of people make it their lock screens of their phone,
Mm-hmm.
as we all know how much people are on on their phone. Well, you talked about affirmations. You thought of
Yeah. So
affirmations
yeah. So
success.
yeah. So you're placing yourself there, right? So you want to be pitcher of the week 3 times, right? So instead of saying I want to, you're like you can maybe um, manifest it by meditating and picturing yourself having those awards on what you said on the whiteboard, like, oh, I am a 3-time pitcher of the week, for San Jose State. I am first team all Mountain West, right? So you're placing yourself as if it happened already, right? It's called a self-fulfilling prophecy too, right? A lot of people say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. When you say you can't, then you're already defeated, right? So you want to place yourself as if it already happened. So, for my business, I have certain goals for the year. And then on 12/31/25, I'm visualizing what that looks like. And what that looks like is I've already accomplished those goals that I've set. And on 12/31/25, I've made X amount of money. I've acquired a certain amount of homes, right? So I've already done that mentally. I've done that, even though I haven't done it yet, right? Those are some of the things that we talked about off the air, which is just meditate, or maybe you write in your journal every day, or you. It's not necessarily meditating, but you can write in a journal what you've accomplished mentally, what you've accomplished. I'm I've been a 3-time pitcher of the week for the Mountain West, and then you open it up and you read it every day. Yeah, so these are things. These are some of the things you can do to help obtain your goals. Having goals, everyone has goals.
what we also had to do, we did a for my sports psychology class, we had a end of year goal setting project that was we had to do throughout the year, and we had to first off in the beginning of the year do a proposal of what our goal would be, but we also had to write down what were the actions we were going to take in order to reach that goal. Because if you just have a goal, but there's like you have no idea how you're going to accomplish it, then what's the
Right.
point? Like you said, like I want to lose weight, or well, okay, how much do you want to lose? Okay, 25. Okay, how are you going to do that? Well, I don't know. It's like, okay, well, you have to at least have some sort of idea. So it's like, hey, I did something with softball and pitching, and I wrote like go to my trainer 3 times a week to loosen up my shoulder, do mobility 3 times a week with my trainer in the weight room. Um, or I also use an example of like weightlifting. Like if I want to squat a certain weight by the end of the semester, how am I going to reach that by the end of the semester? If I just lift the same exact weight and squat the same weight the entire semester, I'm not even going to be able to reach what I wanted to do. Just you need to gradually increase it. But I feel like a lot of people have these goals but really don't know what to do in order to attain them.
Yeah. And then some people have unobtainable goals. They have these goals that realistically aren't going to happen or can happen. So you have to look into that too. You got to be realistic with yourself. And we set off there what you kind of alluded to, which is SMART goals, right? What is SMART? It's an acronym.
What? Yeah, it is an acronym.
So, so what's so the acronym SMART? We were talking about this off the air. What's the acronym SMART stand for?
So it's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time based.
Time based, yeah.
Yeah.
It's important to have time, and some people split their year into quarters. Some do a trimester, right? So in my business, we do trimesters. So by the end of trimester one, we want to accomplish a certain thing, and how are we going to do that? And then can you measure it? So we do trimesters. Some people do quarters. You know, you have 3 seasons typically. You have a preseason, right? Then you have conference, and then hopefully you have a third season, which is the Mountain West tournament. Correct?
Yeah. Because people would say it's like postseason conference and or no preseason conference and then postseason.
Postseason, yeah. That's what I just said. You have a preseason, then you have conference, and then if
But it
you
is
make the conference tournament, then that's us postseason.
okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yep. So hopefully you make the postseason. You made it your sophomore year, which is fun. You guys made it to the Mountain West Championship against San Jose State. You got throttled, but that's okay. You made it there. You weren't expected to.
Against San Diego State.
That's why I think I said that. Maybe not, but you weren't supposed to make it, and you made it, which was cool. You had a nice little run there.
Boise twice.
Yep. And then unfortunately, you guys didn't make it last year, but this year, you guys were again. We talked about it in other episodes. Nobody left. Nobody came in. You have a strong pitching coach that's coming in that has certain goals for you guys. I think because you feel good about her, I think you guys are going to pitch better, right?
Yes.
Because of the last pitching coach, you didn't. You guys were kind of all on edge, and it just was chaotic.
A little
And
bit.
if things are chaotic, then you're not going to go out there with the most confidence. I think you're going to go out there with a lot of confidence. You talked about that already, that you feel confident. Even if you miss certain pitches, you feel confident that she's going to call the right pitch and you're going to come back and do well. So looking forward to the year, sweetie. Everyone else, happy new year. Again, we're going to be in Monterey. So we don't know what we're doing yet, right?
Well, I know our day of me and mom going to the aquarium and then you and Jesse golfing.
Yeah, you've said that a couple times, but that's on Monday the 30th. New Year's Eve is the 31st. We have no idea what we're doing yet. So, good stuff, everyone. Happy New Year. All that you want for 2025 comes to you. Manifest it, right? Do whatever it takes to get and achieve your goals. Lacie, have any parting words for 2024?
Well, next year is a very big year for me. Don't ask me what my plans are. I'm figuring it out.
We have about a week here to maybe journal about it, and you don't have to have a set and goal yet, but it is good to have an idea going into the year.
I mean, at least an idea.
Yeah,
If I had no idea, then I'd be worried.
right. There you go. Awesome. Well, 2024 was awesome because we were able to start this podcast and hang out basically weekly. Not every week, but we were able to hang out weekly and talk to some awesome people and interview some great people. And hopefully we can keep doing it more in 2025. All right, everybody. Happy New Year. Take care, Lace. I love you.
Love you.
Catch you
See
guys
you
on
in
the other
5
side. What's that?
See you in 5 seconds.
See you in 5 seconds.